Hey there everybody, welcome back to the Maniac. I am going to be doing a manicure today from the amazing, that's my dog Fenway, from the amazing Galaxy sub bag from Sparkle & Co. from this month, which is the month of October. Got all this cool stuff to work with, so I'm going to go ahead and real quickly file off. I had breast cancer awareness nails on here for the first part of October. Now that we're getting ready to go into Halloween, I'm going to be doing a Galaxy themed manicure with some dip powder and all kinds of good stuff. So let's get to it. All right, everybody, I am back. I have removed the polish and stuff I had on here. I filled my nails because I do wear a hard gel overlay. These are my natural nails under here because they've grown out, but I do wear a hard gel over top just to protect them because I have pretty peely, weak nails just normally. Have had for pretty much my entire life, sad. But they're all prepped and ready. I'm going to be using colors from the Sparkle & Co. I Want It All Ultimate subscription bag. And there are so many just gorgeous colors. We got a cool nail polish and then some dips and gels. I really would love to use all of these. I'd put one on every finger. But I have a work thing to do tomorrow. So I am going to go ahead and just use Space Dust and Far Out Fuchsia, so this pink one. And this, I'm actually going to use the pink as my accent. And I'm going to put some of these little holographic stars that she put, Christy put these in our bags for us. So I'm going to go ahead and use those two. I am going to use Ultimate Finish Gel to apply the dip. If you haven't seen it yet, I do have a couple of videos where I use gel polish to apply dip powder instead of the resin system. And I do that for a couple reasons. First and foremost, I don't have the resin system with me today here at my house. It's at the salon. So obviously I can't do that. But also, I love the control the gel gives and things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and just go through real quickly and show you. So we're going to use Space Dust and Far Out Fuchsia. And these colors are just amazing. And I mentioned in the video where we unboxed, the unboxing video, I'll put a link up in the corner for you. The unboxing video where we open these, that it's funny how I love the swatches because a lot of times the swatches look so different than what is actually in the jar. So it's important to me to have swatches. I swatch all of my dip colors for this exact reason. And so I just think it's really interesting. This is a foil color, so we could probably actually even chrome that. Maybe we'll try that on one of the nails. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put my Far Out Fuchsia here. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a coat of the gel. I do a lot of times use the Sparkle & Co. gel top and or gel base to do this process. And in many of my other videos I just didn't grab any and bring it home with me. So I'm going to give this a nice coat, and then we're going to go ahead and dip into the Far Out Fuchsia. Give it a little tap. And then I'm just going to look at it and clean it up. Make sure that it's how I want it. Need a little more there. And, you know, we can always file this once we've cured it. We can file it so it's nice and smooth, but that actually gives pretty good coverage there. Just do these edges one more time. Make sure that absorbs really well into the gel. I want to make sure that I don't have any on my cuticles or the side walls that the gel hasn't slopped over there. And then I'm going to go ahead and give that a quick cure. Okay, so we've got a 60-second cure on that. Now that that is set, I'm going to go ahead and just use a brush to dust off any excess around my nail there. All right, and got some glitter from my brush. And what I'm actually going to do is pull out my, if I can find it. That's not it. So I have a 180 grit buffer, and this is kind of just what I'm going to use to smooth this all out, make sure it's nice and flush. And this is just a personal preference thing. A lot of the time the gel, one of the pluses to using the gel is that you can clean up the side walls really well as you're applying it, and you can take the time to do that. The downside of that is the gel does move, whereas with the resin system, once you put it on there and that dries, it's not going to move around. The gel does kind of move around. So I'm going to go ahead and just dust off, make sure that looks smooth, because once I put the top coat on, or another layer of that ultimate finish gel, it's going to show any imperfections. So you want to make sure that it looks just the way you want it to before you continue on. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do, I actually want to try and chrome this, so I'm going to do that on this finger. We'll do a little, you can watch me experiment here. My experiments do not always pay off. I'll tell you that right now. So when I put this gel on here, I'm being careful. I want to get a thin, even coat, and I'm just going almost all the way up to the cuticle and side wall. And because like I said, the gel, it can move a little bit. So if it does make its way that way, I don't want it to flood into my cuticle. So what I'm actually going to do with this, since we're going to chrome it, you are going to chrome onto slightly cured no wipe top coat. So this is a no wipe top coat, or it's a no wipe finish gel. And so I'm just going to pop that in the lamp for just about 10 seconds. And that is going to cure it enough that it's not like gummy, but I don't want to cure it all the way because I want it to be just slightly tacky. So it's not going to move, but it is slightly tacky because that's how I'm going to get this chrome look. So what we're going to do, we're going to try this out. We'll see how it goes, but I'm just going to go ahead and use eyeshadow sponge. You can use any kind of makeup sponge that you want, just as long as it's a real soft, smooth surface. I'm going to get some of that powder on here so you can see it's not too much. And I'm just going to go ahead and tap it on here and then kind of just wipe it around. That looks cool. So chromes are really beautiful and they just are shiny and gorgeous. But it'll come out really smooth. Look how pretty that is. I like it. All right. I do like that. So now you'll see the difference. Watch, we're going to dip it this time. And you'll see the difference between using it. Now you can chrome foiled foil type, and if you've used any type of chrome before, you know it's like a really light powdery kind of substance, and that you blend it in, and that's what gives it that smooth look and texture. So I'm just trying to do a light coat here, and then I'm going to go ahead and dip. Make sure I get a good dip in here. Tap off the excess and look at the difference. That's just one coat in the gel, but look at that. Look at how different they look. I wonder what it would look like if we put this under, put a coat of finished gel, and then chromed over top. Let's check it out. So again, I'm going to check and make sure that my side walls don't have the gel leaking onto them. So nothing's going to get stuck and cured on there. I like the way that looks, so I'm going to go ahead and pop it in here and give that a quick cure. All right, so a 60-second cure on that. That's going to lock that in. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a little dust off here. So get as much of that off as I can. And again, I'm going to take that buffer just if I see any, just really lightly, because I don't want to buff up all the color or that pretty sparkle. Actually looks pretty good. I like that. All right, so we're going to save the top coat for the end. I'm going to go through, but I'm really curious what would happen if we chromed over top of that. So, I mean, let's just try it. We can always take it off, right? So I'm going to go ahead and take that finished gel, and we're going to top coat this. We're going to do the same thing that we did with the one we just chromed, where we're going to put the coat of the finished gel on here, and then I'm just going to give it a quick 10 or 12 seconds in the light. Make sure there's not a bunch of gunk on the brush, and then we'll chrome over top and see how that looks. I'm just curious. Curiosity gets the better of me, but it's how you learn to experiment. So, you know, it's a good thing. All right, so that's slightly tacky, but it's not running all over the place. And we're just gonna go ahead and chrome over top. Oh yeah, I like it. Look at that. How cool does that look? And you can see how much better you can see the color because it's dark underneath. And just, wow. Look at that. How pretty is that? I love it. Now I want to do them all like that. You know what I think I'm going to do is change my plan, of course, because what else is new? I'm going to go ahead and go over this one and dip it. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And go over this and dip it, because although this is really pretty, it's not dark enough to kind of go with the look that I'm trying to get, this galaxy look, because it's too light and you can kind of see through it. So I'm just going to go ahead and dip it in here. Yep, that is so pretty. And this would actually look really good, just not even putting a top coat on it. It was kind of like a sugared look. It may come off eventually if you leave it on for a couple weeks, because it's not going to have any protection to hold it in. But just kind of how you, the same way that you do the sugared look, if you've done any sugaring before with just a glitter and you leave it on top without putting a top coat over it, so it has that kind of grainy, sandy look like sugar. This will have that same kind of look. So I'm actually going to go ahead and put that on the rest of my nails, and then we'll keep the chrome and the pink as kind of accent nails. I like it. And then we're going to put those holographic stars on. So I'm going to go ahead and finish curing this out for the full 60 seconds. I'm going to dip the other two nails, and then I'll be back to show you where we're at. Okay, so I got those on, and honestly, I'm just going to leave it like this because I really am loving this kind of sugared look. So I'm going over and putting a top coat on these other two nails. I put a top coat over the chrome. That will definitely come off if I don't top coat it, and I want it to be shiny and smooth looking anyway, so I'm all good with that. And then there's a piece of glitter on there. I'm just going to show you real quickly how I'm going to put these stars, and it's really simple, not doing anything fancy. I'm just going to basically embed them in this top coat, and then I'm going to top coat over it again. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a generous layer, not too thick, not too thick. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just dip this one more time just to make sure. It is a very pigmented color, so I don't necessarily need it, but I have some glitter in the background that I just don't want to be there. You always want to make sure you kind of settle your dip before you put your finger in there, because these dips are mixed with clear, the pigment is mixed with the clear acrylic powder, which is what makes it harden up. But if you don't kind of flatten it out and let that color kind of get all mixed back together, you'll get these kind of white spots. So I'm going to cure that real quick. I'll be right back, and then we'll put the stars on. All right, so after a 60-second cure that is in place, I'm going to go ahead and dust it off. And you want to make sure to give it a good dust in between, because I don't want to take my top coat brush and go into that when it's all still full of powder, because some of the powder doesn't cure all the way through. All right, so now we're going to put the stars on. I promise, for real this time. So I'm just going to go ahead again and put a nice top coat on here. Make sure my brush doesn't have a bunch of stuff on it. And then I've got these holographic stars just here, and I don't really want them in like a pattern or anything. I want them to look like they are just like regular stars, just thrown about. Okay, so got these. I'm gonna just pull these kind of back from the edge a little bit, because what inevitably happens is they'll get stuck on the end and they'll kind of stick up a little bit because they're not 100% flat. And I'm going to put a top coat over top so that it kind of covers up the edges and things like that, because if you've watched my videos before, you know that anything that like sticks up and isn't smooth bugs me, which is why I don't generally wear this sugared look like I have on here, because it's probably going to end up bugging me, and I will usually within a couple days put a top coat on it. So we've got some beautiful holographic stars on there, and they're kind of just, you know, wherever they landed for the most part. I'm spreading them out a little bit just so they're not lying on top of each other. And then I'm going to cure those in there and then put a couple top coats over, and we'll be done. All right, are you guys ready to see the end result? We've got beautiful galaxy-inspired Sparkle & Co. sub-bag nails. I am loving how they turned out. They're really cute. And this just came out so good. I love it. All right, guys, that's it for this time. If you haven't already yet, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and that bell next to it for notifications so you don't miss any upcoming content. Also, if you enjoyed this video, I know it was a little bit longer, but I wanted to show you all the steps. Please give it a thumbs up. That really helps me out. And as always, if you have any comments, questions, or if you would like to see some stuff, specific stuff in upcoming videos, please let me know down in the comments. That is a great way to show YouTube that you enjoyed the video, so please leave a comment down below. I really appreciate it. We'll see you next time on the Maniac.